Okay, so getting yourself comfortable with something soft, because we're going to be lying down on our backs for most of the practice. We are doing a really gentle practice for unwinding the week and supporting our backs. So when we do any practice that's to do with the back, basically it has to have hips and hamstrings involved, because they are just one and the same. They don't work in isolation at all. So I think what we'll do is we'll start with a few minutes sitting hands on knees and letting the breath just start to settle as it comes in and out through your nose. And you might start to notice that your breath automatically lengthens. And let the exhale be a very deliberate grounding as you let your bones become heavier. And then we're going to come and lie down on our backs. And we'll start hugging knees into chest. And then bringing your hands to your knees, let's take some circles with the knees. And then changing direction. And then come to center. As you inhale, let your knees sort of move away from you so your tummy has more room to expand. And as you exhale, draw the knees in towards you so that you get to squeeze against your tummy and help the lungs to release the carbon dioxide. So inhale, the knees gently move away. Exhale, the knees come in. And then just take your arms inside your knees and catch hold of your shins so your heels are directly above your knees and you're in that modified happy baby pose. And start to explore moving the legs and rocking from side to side. If you've got space, sometimes you can even roll to your side all the way and roll back again. Try not to knock yourself on any furniture. Maybe catching hold of the feet. And then straightening the legs, give the legs a shake. Good opportunity to give yourself some relief on the lymphatic system. Okay, and then coming back to holding the shins in that modified happy baby. You're going to bring the soles of your feet together and interlink your fingers if you can and let the knees go out to the side. So your hands are wrapped around your toes or your feet. And your knees are heading outwards. So we're never moving in any way that's going to be hurting ourselves. We're just trying to find space as we move and breathe. And then release the hands. You're just going to hug the right knee in towards you and drop the left leg down to the floor. And then keep your right hand on your right knee and place your left hand on your left hip. And slowly guide the right knee out to the right hand side. Your left hand is stabilizing your pelvis, so you're not allowing your pelvis to rock over in one direction. Use your exhale to soften through the hamstring, through the inner thigh. And deliberately press the tailbone and the sacrum down into the floor. And then you're going to take your right hand and lay it out to the side, perhaps in cactus. That can feel quite nice. So with the elbow bent, the palm facing upwards. And you're going to take some very slow circles with your knee, really big and really slow. And start to thread your breath in. So the inhale is perhaps as the knee comes up, and the exhale is perhaps as the knee presses away. Giving you time and space to actually feel how that hip is doing as you rotate. And allowing the breath to nourish you the whole way through that movement. And then switch sides. Sometimes feels really quite different as we do the other side. And you can often have quite an incredible symphony or orchestra of clunks and clicks as you do these circles. It's not unusual. One more deep circle. And the thing with doing hip work like this is we bury much emotion and much sensation in our hips, so it's not uncommon to feel quite a lot as we do this. Bring your left hand to your right knee, and then gently guide the knee across the body over to the left hand side. Perhaps the right arm extends over to the right, palm faces up. Try to keep the shoulders flat to the floor. The knee doesn't need to come all the way to the floor. And then focus on the exhale, drawing the tummy in. It's usually such a welcome twist here. And a really nice opportunity for the breath and the lungs to rinse through. The liver is loving this as well. Okay, coming back to center, hug that knee in towards you. Holding the knee, you're just going to turn your gaze over to the right. Come back up to center and then turn your gaze to the left. Coming back up to center. Okay, and then bring your arm inside the foot and catch hold of the foot so you're on a one-sided happy baby. Rocking from side to side a little bit. So this right knee is dropping down towards the outside of the right armpit, down towards the floor. And the sole of the foot is parallel to the ceiling, facing the ceiling. Well done. And then gently bring your left foot in towards your bottom, so the left knee bends. And then you're going to place the ankle across on the opposite thigh. Thread your hands around the back of your left thigh. And you can either have your left leg straight or bent. I actually quite like it bent. And again, you're going to rock from side to side. Actively push through the right leg, so you're pushing the left knee away from you. But your hands are drawing in. And then you get the benefit of that counter force, giving you some different sensations. And then noticing how your breath is. And then releasing both feet to the floor, knees bent. Just notice how that feels for a moment. Let the knees drop in together. Walk the feet out to the outer edges of the mat. Place one hand on your sternum and one hand on your tummy. And then you're just going to let your knees glide over to the right, turning your gaze to the left. Your hands will just slide across your body. And then knees come up to center and glide all the way over to the left as you turn your gaze to the right. So the legs are moving as if they were windscreen wipers. And you can flow with your breath from side to side. The next time you go to the left, let that be your last time, and come back to center. Bring your feet a little closer, arms at your side. Press the soles of your feet down into the floor. And as you inhale, reach your arms slowly up overhead. Push your knees away and let your hips rise. So at the end of the inhale, your arms are going to be directly above your heads and your hips are lifting up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, hips start to drop and arms come down to your side. So we're trying to get a sense of fluidity and breath through the movement. In this next inhale, keep your arms at your side, but press your knees away, let your hips rise. You're going to walk your arms beneath you, interlink your fingers, walk your shoulder blades in towards one another, and take a supported bridge pose, pressing the knees away. My cat is actually asleep. I'm going to sleep under my hips. So if you don't have a cat there, exhale and drop your hips down to the floor. Thank you. And we're going to hug both knees in towards our chest. Rock from side to side. And we'll do that sequence on the other side now. So holding on to the left knee, let the right leg extend down to the floor. Bring your right hand to your right hip. You can feel that iliac crest, the bone of your hip, that nice curve. And then gently guide your left knee out to the side. Taking a few breaths to let yourself settle. Press the tailbone and the sacrum into the floor. And slowly let the left arm come out to the side. Maybe it's in cactus or maybe it's just straight. And begin those slow and steady circles with the hip, or with the knee rather. Inhaling as the knee comes up. Exhaling as the knee goes back down. And then changing direction. And then bringing your right hand to meet your left knee. Guide it gently across your body over to the right hand side, and maybe the left hand extends, palm faces upwards. The shoulders stay flat to the floor as you breathe here. Take some really deep exhales, in particular, pulling the tummy in towards the spine. Inhale as you come back, extending the left leg up towards the ceiling. Take a one-sided happy baby as you bring your left hand up to meet the foot. Knee drops out to the side. And your right leg is still strong. The toes are pointing up, you're pushing out through the heel. It's an anchor for you. And then gently bringing the right heel in towards you. Place the left heel across. And then wrap your hands around the back of your your right thigh, as you take the reclining pigeon pose. And then releasing both feet to the floor, knees bent. You're going to reach the right leg up. Imagine you're standing on the ceiling. You're stamping the ceiling away from you. Take your hands around the back of your right leg and walk your hands up the leg, bringing your forehead up to meet your shin. So there's no tweaking yourself or a stressful response to this. It's a really gradual and gentle and tender move. You can choose to also extend your left leg down to the floor so that both legs are straight. And breathe here. Notice how the rise and fall of your breath responds to this. And walking your hands down the back of your leg, dropping your forehead down. Soften the knee and switch sides. So now left knee comes in towards you. Your right leg can either be bent, foot on the floor, knee bent, or it can be straight. And you're going to extend first the left leg as if you're stamping on the ceiling. And then taking your hands around the back, lifting your forehead up to meet your shin. And breathing. And then walking your hands back down. And bringing your legs back down to the floor. Let's bend the knees again. Feet flat to the floor. Take your hands around the back of your head, elbows out to the side. Draw your tummy button in towards your spine. Bring your right knee in towards you and extend your left leg, but let the left leg hover just a little. It's not going to touch the floor. Keeping your head down on the floor, keeping the tummy button pulling in, you're going to switch legs. So now the left knee comes in and the right leg extends, just hovering up off the floor. And then switch sides. We'll do one more time on each side, just to get the lower half of the body connecting in with what's going on. And then you're going to lift your head, so you're looking down towards your toes. Elbows stay out towards the side. And we're going to take right knee in, extending left leg. Bring the left knee in, extending right leg. That's one. Notice what your breath's doing. That's two. Right knee in. And then left knee in. That's three. And that's four. Keep the tummy pulling in. That's five. And that's six. And that's seven. 8, 9, and 10. Hug both knees into your chest, give them a real squeeze in. Press the lower back down into the floor. So a lot of back support obviously comes from the muscles at the front, which is your tummy. It's not just the muscles directly around the spine that support the back. Much of it comes from the front. So let's do a little bit more. We want to come into the side as well. So again, bring your hands down around the back of your head, elbows out to the side. If that doesn't feel good on your shoulders or your neck, you can always keep your arms at your side. You're welcome to do that. Okay, lifting your gaze, extend the right leg out, keeping the left knee in, and you're going to just gently take your right elbow to meet the left knee. Inhale as you switch legs, come through center. Exhale, left elbow meets right knee. And switch sides. 2, 3, don't go too fast, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hugging knees into chest. Give them a squeeze. And then extend the legs up to the ceiling, give them a shake. You're going to wrap your right leg over the top of your left as if you were sitting cross-legged in a chair. You're going to open your arms out to the side and then gently guide your knees over to the left-hand side, coming into a very deep twist. If it's too deep, uncross your legs, that's fine. Turning your gaze to the right. Really deep breaths. And then uncross your legs as you come back to center. Straighten both legs up to the ceiling, give them another shake. Your body loves doing this. The flailing beetle had the best idea all along. And then you're going to take your left leg over the right as if you're sitting cross-legged in a chair, knees are bent. And gently guide the knees over to the right, turning your gaze to the left. Keep the shoulders flat to the floor if you can, and deepen your breath even more. Every exhale, pulling the tummy button back towards the spine. Uncrossing the legs, coming back into center. Just cross your ankles, take your hands around the backs of your thighs and take a couple of rolls forwards and back. Until you come back up to sitting. Well done, everybody. I hope you're feeling glorious and that you are ready for a beautiful day ahead. Thank you so much for this week, and see you on Monday for some breath practice.